Today we're looking at example 1, bank balances, out of section 6.1, evaluating and graphing functions of several variables, out of business calculus with Excel. In this example, we're putting money in the bank account and the interest accrues periodically. The future amount will be the amount we initially put in times 1 plus the annual rate divided by payments per year, or periods per year, raised to the power of years times periods per year. We set up the problem so we can change variables and recompute easily. So for the initial problem, I'm going to have the initial deposit, the years, the period per years, and the annual rate. If I look at my show formulas, I'm then going to say the final amount is the initial amount times the growth factor in a period times the number of periods. This is set up so that I can start with $1,000, 10 years, 4 periods a year at a 5% rate and get the amount. But if I decide I want to go to 12 periods per year, that it's an annual, it's compounded monthly rather than annually, I can do that. Or I could say the money is simply compounded once a year and I'll get that amount. I could also do 20 years without any trouble. This sets it up so that I can decide at the last minute which of these 4 is my variables. The further thing that I might want to do is thinking in Excel. That formula I had before was a long, complicated formula. It makes sense instead to say what I really mean is somewhere I computed the number of periods and the growth factor per period, and the final amount is the initial amount times the growth factor per period raised to the number of periods. That if we look at the formulas in the initial version, I've got a more complicated version. Doing the steps along the way and labeling them makes it easier to understand what's going on. It's the same basic problem. This shows us how to do a function of several variables and do a value computation of it, whether we make one long complicated formula or several smaller step formulas.